Welcome back to the deep dive. We've got some really interesting material here from March Health.
Yeah, focusing on polycystic ovary syndrome,
Mm,
PCOS.
Exactly. And our mission today really is to sort of pull out the practical, supportive advice from this. Understand how PCOS impacts daily life.
hmm Without making it overwhelming, right? Just clarity and maybe some empowerment.
That's the goal.
Yeah.
Let's get into what this information really means.
Sounds good. What jumped out at me actually was how it stresses that PCOS isn't, just a list of symptoms you tick off. It
Right.
really weaves through so many parts of your day-to-day experience.
That's such a key point. The March Health stuff makes it super clear, goes beyond the purely physical stuff we often hear about.
Yeah, like energy levels. One day you might feel okay, the next completely drained.
Totally. And emotions too, right? The ups and downs.
Yeah.
Sometimes feeling like your body's just not on your team.
Exactly. And that feeling of unpredictability.
Yeah.
So the material suggests managing it isn't just about doctor's appointments
No, it's more about getting to know your own body's signals.
and building habits you can actually stick with, sustainable stuff.
Yeah, because these things aren't separate issues, are they? Like you said, low energy.
Well, yeah, that's bound to affect your mood, isn't it?
Of course. And feeling like things are unpredictable.
That can lead straight to frustration or anxiety, even.
So it's all connected. Need a whole picture approach.
Precisely. A holistic view.
Okay, so let's dig into some of those practical shifts the material talks about. Diet first.
Good place to start. And the emphasis isn't on like super strict rules or perfection.
No, it felt more about awareness. Choosing foods that help keep your blood sugar more stable.
Exactly. Things like fiber-rich veggies, lean proteins, those healthy fats. It's framed with self-kindness, not beating yourself up if you have an off day.
Which is so important.
And there's a direct link there, physiologically. Stable blood sugar helps balance hormones.
Ah, okay. So it's not just about energy, it's hormonal too.
Definitely. Think of blood sugar spikes and crashes.
Yeah.
Well, they can throw your reproductive hormones off balance, especially with PCOS.
Right. So eating this way helps smooth things out.
Potentially, yeah. Provides steadier fuel, might ease some of those hormonal swings that cause fatigue or mood issues.
Got it. Okay, so diet's one piece. What about movement?
Yeah, the material talks about movement, and I really like the framing.
Me too. It wasn't like you must exercise X amount.
No, not punishment at all. More like a way to reconnect with your body, find joy in it.
Yeah, like walking, gentle yoga, even just dancing in your living room, whatever feels good,
Exactly. And that kind of movement can improve something called insulin sensitivity.
which is basically how well your body uses insulin.
You got it. How well your cells respond and use glucose. That's often a key area in PCOS.
Okay.
Plus, moving your body is just a great stress reliever, right? Helps you tune back in.
For sure. Now, weight often comes up with PCOS. How did the March Health info handle that?
It addressed it, but I thought, quite thoughtfully, it mentioned that even a modest weight loss, like 5 to 10%, if that's relevant for the individual,
Right, if it's part of their journey.
can actually have a positive impact on hormones, general well-being.
So not presented as the only goal, but a potential benefit within the bigger picture of self-care.
Exactly. That small percentage can sometimes act like a little key, helping unlock better hormonal regulation.
That nuance feels really important.
It is, because weight and PCOS can be such a complex and sensitive area for so many people.
Absolutely. So focusing on small, doable changes and the hormonal benefits seems, well, healthier.
Much more realistic and empowering, I think, than just focusing on a number on the scale.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. The emotional side. This often gets less attention, doesn't it?
It really does. But the material tackles it head on. The mood swings, the frustration.
But feeling like you're constantly fighting your own body.
Yeah. And it acknowledges that things like anxiety and depression can be more common with PCOS.
Which must be validating for people experiencing that, to just hear it acknowledged.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because the mind-body connection is so strong here, hormonal shifts, the chronic nature of it, it takes a toll. So recognizing those feelings as real and valid, that's step one.
And then, the material suggests actively looking after your mental health, right alongside the physical.
Yes. Practical self-care stuff, like setting boundaries, hard but crucial for energy.
Journaling, maybe?
Getting thoughts out.
Yep, journaling, maybe therapy for deeper support,
And just making time for joy. Little things.
finding those moments of peace.
It's all about building that support system for yourself. It's not just physical symptoms, it's nurturing your emotional resilience too.
Makes sense. Okay, what about the medical side? navigating doctors and treatments.
The material really underscores how vital it is to have a healthcare provider who actually listens.
Takes your symptoms seriously, collaborates with you.
Exactly. Someone who works with you on a plan tailored to you, because the goals can vary so much.
Right. For some, it might be regulating cycles.
Or addressing skin issues, or maybe supporting future pregnancy plans. It's individual.
So that partnership with your doctor is key.
Absolutely paramount. PCOS isn't one size fits all, so the management shouldn't be either. Needs that personalized touch.
The material also brought up symptom tracking, using an app, like the March Health one, for example.
Yeah, and that can be like a real game changer.
How so?
Well, consistently tracking helps you see patterns you might otherwise miss, trends over time.
Ah, okay. So you get a clearer picture.
Exactly. And then you can take that clearer, more detailed info to your healthcare team.
Which leads to better conversations, presumably. More informed decisions.
Precisely. Information is power, right? You move from being reactive to proactive. You're gathering data on your body.
Helping you and your doctor figure out the best strategies. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So, looking longer term now, the piece did touch on potential increased risks like type 2 diabetes or heart disease.
It did acknowledge that, yes,
Right.
which is an important context.
But it didn't stop there, did it? It followed up immediately with empowerment.
Yes. Crucially, underscoring that you aren't powerless, that those small, consistent acts of self-care really accumulate.
They add up over time, making a real difference to long-term health.
That message of agency is just so vital. Yes, PCOS is chronic, but it doesn't define you.
Right.
There are so many proactive steps you can take to lower those risks and boost your overall quality of life.
Those everyday choices really matter.
They are genuinely powerful in the long run, those small acts.
I loved how the piece ended, too. Very supportive. You've got this, and we've got you.
Yeah, mentioning March Health as a resource, a companion.
Reinforcing that idea that you're not alone on this journey.
And I think that's really the core message, isn't it? Managing PCOS is unique for everyone, but having reliable info, support, maybe a sense of community, that can make a huge difference, builds confidence.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the March Health info on PCOS, we want to echo that. You're definitely not alone.
Absolutely not.
And maybe, just maybe, as you go about your day-to-day, think about one small thing, one sustainable step you could take.
It's just one little action.
Yeah, to support your own well-being with PCOS in mind. Even the smallest step is still moving forward, right?
Totally. That's a great thought to end on.